do a quick demonstration of how to set your default squelch level before you program your units. You'll take the default file that you've received and you'll change that up to around 10. 9 or 10 is good. And then you'll write your radio. Let me see, I got a radio here. I got a BKR hooked up to it. So I'm going to go ahead and write that default squelch level into the radio. And then it's going to reboot within about 5 seconds. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't change the zone channels. That's something that they don't have in the... They didn't add that into the multi-view zone, so you don't have that option. You can do that in the single zone, but that'd be ridiculous to try to go through every single channel in every zone to 2,413 channels and adjust this level. So we just wrote the radio. Let me bring back up the radio, and we'll go ahead and go large. It's blurry, sorry about that. So I'm gonna hit the menu, and I think squelch is 9 on this radio, so I'm gonna just hit 9. You can go up and down. So we want to do all channels, and there's my default setting, which is at 10, which is almost to the right side. So that is the over here between like 8 and 10 is where you would want it set for when you're not in the strongest of settings, like i.e. on an incident. So I'm going to set it to 10, or leave it at 10, hit enter, and now it's saved. And now I'll go back and let me get out of that, because sometimes it'll bonk when it's like in the menu. So I'm going to go ahead and read. I didn't save. And let's see if it reads. It didn't, unfortunately. I think I've had my RES open for too long. Every once when it does that, I'll just shut RES down and reopen it, not saving the files. But with this one, now if you look, the default squelch is 10, and that's going to be on all channels. So they're all set. And this is in the single channel view. That's the only place you can see that setting, in the single channel view. Normally I'm in here, and with the new RES you can it's off here on the side. I got it zoomed way in, but you can adjust what you want to see on your screen as well. So anyway, now at this point I would save as, and I would name it the same name that I had, and maybe just indicate that you did the squelch. So maybe in that file name SQL or something like that. And then now you can just write the rest of your radios. You save that, you've got the squelch set correctly, and now you just write your radios. And they all will have the proper squelch, which will work without the choppiness that you'll often hear with the default at 6. Any slightly weak or staticky signal, the squelch is actually going to chop on you. So 10 is what I recommend.